Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Diamond Select Toys Lord of the Rings Series 5 Lurtz. And as you can see, it comes in that typical Lord of the Rings style packaging we've seen with this line of figures. And a huge shout out to Diamond Select Toys for making this review possible. But let's go ahead and get Lurtz out of the package. Straight out of the package, Lurtz comes with a lot of accessories, a good amount here. He has his orc blade, and the orc sword looks really nice. It looks like it's been handcrafted as it should. It's got all the dents and stuff, has a nice little dry brushing of silver on there. The handle, sculpted nicely as well. Just a really well done orc blade. To partner up with that orc sword, we got the orc shield, and this thing looks awesome. It's that beat up looking metal. You could tell it was savagely made and quickly made for the battlefield. You can just look at all the ripples and texture on it. It looks awesome. We got the rivets at the bottom with the little spikes, and that looks great as well. A little piece folded at the top. We go on the back. We got the painted up, sculpted straps, the handle. This shield's pretty badass. Now, Diamond isn't going to give us a Lurtz figure without that iconic bow that you can reenact and pose up your figures for that Borimir scene. And this bow looks awesome. I love the gunmetal look with a little bit of shine to it, the wrapped up handle. It just looks like a very, very badass, heavy duty orc bow. Like, look at that. Sculpt work in this is beautiful. We actually have a string. Instead of a piece of plastic, we got actually a string for the bow. And this just looks gnarly. It's got the blades on the front, so if he's holding on to it and has to punch somebody in the face, it's awesome. I love the orc weaponry that they made for the Lord of the Rings movies. Now to accessorize that bow, we got the little pouch, his little quiver. It's got nice texture, washed throughout, sculpted in strapping, the painted buckle. Just really well done little quiver, I guess. And then we got 3 individual arrows. They fit in there. They look really nice, and they're dirty looking, as they should be. All the orc stuff just looked gnarly and just gross. But I love the fact that we got these individual arrows and that they fit in the quiver. Now, if all those accessories weren't enough, Diamond also included a extra head. Yes, we get a extra head of Lurtz just screaming or yelling commands. The eye paint looks awesome, the iris and everything. He's got the white hand of Saruman on his head. The hair just sculpted really nice. The ears, his little candy corn teeth, or his little corn teeth, whatever, the little yellow butter teeth. But it's really, really well done for a head sculpt. The hair's all sculpted, tons of paint and wash throughout. Got a little bit of like a dry brushing of white from the hand paint. I guess after putting the handprint on his face, he wiped the rest of it in his hair. But either way, it is a really, really well done head sculpt. Diamond is just doing a great job with this line of figures, and it just gets better and better. Here we have an up close look at the figure as it was in package, and we got the more gritting those butter teeth and with the squintier eye, just looking pissed off. And it is a awesome head sculpt. It's just as good as the extra one we got. Painted hair, sculpted, wash. It's something that Diamond isn't scared to do, is to paint and add washes to their figures, and it definitely makes them pop and take them to the next level. The armor on this figure sculpted beautifully. It's got the dry brushing. Look at the dirtied up skin and everything. This figure is impressive. Like the Lord of the Rings line with Diamond has been impressive. And they've just been evolving and enhancing it as it's been coming out. The rivets on the gloves. The strapping and buckles all painted. Look at the texture in this. Like, they didn't hold back. They didn't make some cheap ass Lord of the Rings figures. They actually put some love and effort into these figures. And that's something that I like about Diamond, is they're just not scared to go all out. We got this leather skirt, painted rivets, painted belt strapping, little hook there to hook up that little quiver and everything. Just looks gnarly. A little bit of dirt towards the bottom, because as he's running and stuff, it's like kicking up dirt and mud. It's got like texture and dirtiness throughout the skin of the legs. His armor for his shins, his shin guards, look really, really well done. Again, all looking like it's just been freshly made. Armor on the boots. I mean, I am impressed with how well this figure looks. And I honestly didn't have any doubts because I've been collecting all the figures that have been coming out on this line from Diamond, and they've just been knocking them out of the park. Now let's go ahead and dive into some articulation. His head can look left and right that much. His hair sort of hits. You know, you can try to force it, bend up the hair a little bit, but his hair hits it. He has a little bit of attitude in there, but that's about it. We're not getting any up and down motion. You know, I guess a little bit, but not anything to write home about. His arms can get up. Full T-pose. No bicep swivel on these guys, though. Oh, actually, is there? Nope, no bicep swivel at all. But the arm does have a really well-jointed elbow. It's not really double-jointed, but you get that angle that you want. Looking really nice. Wrist rotation, and then we do get a bend in the wrist. So really nice there. We get the hula hoop ball in the ab, so plenty of motion in there. Can lean forward, lean back. Good amount there. No waist swivel, which I thought that would have been cut, but you know, with all this stuff going on here, I guess it's just to prevent it from getting all crazy and sloppy, but you know, still not too bad. He can do the full Van Damme. So doing the full Van Damme means he can do also a nice Spartan kick. We do get a thigh cut up here as well. And we get double jointed knees. The final bit of articulation, we do got a boot cut in there. The armor does not hinder us having that boot cut right there. We get the ankle bend, and we get the pivot in the ankles. Lurtz, all geared up with his bow, quiver, and arrows. Looks awesome. You can get him posed up where he's getting ready to draw a arrow out of his quiver. Now, I did do something a little special. So there's that hook on the side where I think you could hook it and sort of drape the quiver. But what I did is I actually put it into the proper place. So if I move his arm out of the way, he had his quiver on the right side, sort of at his waist with his arrows. And as you can see, I got all three arrows in there. Just one's overlapping them. So all three arrows in there. But how I had to do it, and it does take some time, does take some work. Don't force it and don't try to rush it either. Just take your time with it because you got to get over some little nicks and like sort of jaggy pieces. So I literally had his feet put together, and then I worked the waist or the belt, the quiver, all the way up his legs. I held these pieces down and sort of worked them over the little Sharpie edges and stuff like that. And this part, I had to get up a little bit higher and then work the rest up from the other side. But you can do it. So I have it where it's on the right side, and the hook just sort of supports the belt on the one side here. If it'll focus here. Here we go. There you go. So yeah, so I just wanted to have it a little bit more accurate to the character in the movie and everything. So I took my time and, you know, worked its way up its legs from the bottom to the middle. And again, don't force it. It's going to get snagged on some of these little jaggy bits. You just got to push them, sort of hold them down, and then just work with it. And then the belt part that's you can't see really underneath because it does basically stay thick underneath there, is you got to make sure it doesn't get snagged on this as well. So again, work at it, take some time, and then you can have the quiver where it's supposed to go. Lurtz all geared up with his sword and shield, looks badass. This figure is awesome. He looked good with the bow and arrow as well. I just wish that he was able to draw the bow, notch the arrow, but with that we would need the bicep swivel, and we'd also probably need some butterflies in there to make it done right. The arrows aren't necessarily as accurate to the movie because they were a lot longer and a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. The rest of this figure is phenomenal, and I love the fact that Diamond's listening to feedback from the fans, and we're getting double jointed knees, we're getting double jointed elbows. This figure doesn't have double jointed elbows, but he has the articulation of the elbow as if it was, and we're also getting those more natural style hips that we're used to. No more little L cutouts like we've seen in the past, and it's awesome to know that a company is listening to this feedback and evolving, and they're just doing a phenomenal job with the Lord of the Rings line, with their Marvel Select line. Honestly, I can't say nothing more but positive things about Diamond Select and what they're pumping out with. Like, I am quite impressed, and I'm happy to add Lurtz to my Lord of the Rings shelf. And that sums up my unboxing and review of Diamond Select Toys Lord of the Ring Lurtz. If you guys are enjoying my content, hit that like button. New to my channel, hit that subscribe button as it helps the channel evolve and grow. Hit the silver bell notification so you know when I post up a new video and when I go live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern for State of the Art, so you guys can come and hang out and chat action figures with me. And let's go ahead and show some love to Diamond Select Toys. All their information is down below. And I want you guys to, most importantly, have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.